So yeah, we were raising money in 2011, and as I said, back in those days, actually apps were really quite new. Mobile usage in terms of internet search was really quite new. So coming up with a web mobile solution to connect fitness venues with customers was really a novel idea. And I mean, in terms of, if we call ourselves a marketplace, I don't really care what people call us, but if we call ourselves, we were the first marketplace globally to try and solve the challenge in front of us. Funding journey, like funding is an interesting challenge. The funding environment has changed a lot over the last 10 years. Crowdfunding has become a much bigger part of early stage raises. Advice to entrepreneurs who are looking now at early stage raises, I'd really focus on the product first. Get traction on the product before you go out and try and raise. We actually raised even pre-revenue, which is kind of unheard of these days. But to I get traction in the product, focus on the KPIs, focus on growth. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. Don't think it has to be perfect. Focus on if there's anything regional, or you can focus on a smaller area, smaller piece, and prove your point with as a small amount of money as possible. It's about building evidence and building a business case up. In terms of outreach, one of the things I'd say is don't try and raise too little early on. I mean, that sounds silly, but make sure you're raising enough for a good long runway for things to go wrong, because they will go wrong. Anybody who's run a business will know that things go right sometimes and they go wrong a lot of the time. So make sure you're raising enough for the unexpected to happen. The early stage investment scene is a lot more mature these days. It's obviously in America, Valley Way is very mature. UK is also incredibly mature as well. There's lots of different types of funds out there, VCTs, normal VCs, EIS funds to look at. I suppose just a tip, I would network hugely before going directly to any investor. Warm leads are much better than cold introductions. So I speak to a lot of early stage entrepreneurs. I spend a lot of time just, having video calls with them, finding out where they are, giving advice, introductions, if I know the right investors that be interested in that space. So spend a lot of time networking. It doesn't have to be pre-COVID, everybody be going to networking events. I'm sure they'll come back, but actually it's really efficient just to have a half an hour call with somebody and say, can I just pick your brains for 20 minutes on this specific area? And then you're getting your word out there, you're getting your brand out there. The people have conversations, say, these guys are really smart. They've got this idea. I really think it has legs. You should probably speak to them, and just make sure your material, your investment deck or whatever it is of top quality. And if you don't believe it, you can do that. Then get advice on how to do that.
With the forecast part, or let's say the numbers, this is one of the things that I've certainly been involved in quite a lot. How have you been able to paint that sort of forecast? Because if you raise money pre-revenue, which is like, okay, well, we've got this great idea. We know there's this many clubs in the UK. We think we're going to get this amount. How do you forecast something in a way where it's going to give your investors a certain element of security, or do you not really look at it in that way?
So it's just going back quite a while, but when we were raising that first round, who believes in a forecast as a pre-revenue business? I don't think anybody does. I think it's about do the investors really believe in the opportunity and the market opportunity, and at that stage especially, do they believe in the team? Do they believe they will see this through? Do they believe they will maneuver when things get when things get tough? Do they think they have the resilience to keep going, keep developing, keep adapting as the market changes around them? So that is certainly a stage, very early stage, pre-revenue, absolutely. And key. Is there a problem there, and is this a solution to a problem? Is it a real problem? So I think that outweighs the forecasting. As you well know, as you develop and your business grows, you can be more accurate in what in how you forecast them and what the opportunities are. And you say that accurate, and then COVID comes along and completely destroys every forecast that you thought you had. So we can't be accurate all the time.